In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the pilot project that Common Knowledge Trust has created for ICPA members. You're welcome to take this course without participating in the two-phase, two-year pilot project. The purpose of this course is to give ICPA members a broad and in-depth understanding of why childbirth remains a complex topic and what we can do to increase successes and reduce the gaps. The purpose of this two-year pilot project is to get the widest percent of your pregnant clients to adopt this new or revitalized childbirth concept. Common Knowledge Trust is inviting ICPA members to be the tipping point in this shift to a new childbirth conversation by participating in this pilot project. This is not a formal project, it's informal. It means that ICPA has not approved this as a specific research project. Informal, however, does not mean to be careless, offhanded, or vague. For success to ensue, it requires each of you who participate to be very specific, simple, clear, repetitive, so that this is replicable, not just to other ICPA members, but this needs to be replicable by each expectant mother and father that you talk to about. That's how things change. To put the potential of a new childbirth future into perspective, I gave an overview of the past and the present via the 3 global health systems, the 3 global childbirth goals, the diverse childbirth concepts, the ones your grandmother, mother, yourself, your children birthed in, and the ideal one you would like to see put in place, as well as the ones I'm familiar with, and to introduce you to this new revitalized childbirth concept for all births that was developed by hundreds of fathers and mothers and myself in the early 1970s in response to the gaps in the skills-based trend at that time, and then more deeply emphasized in the 1980s and onwards during the choice-based trend that we live in today. The ongoing goal of this pilot project is to emphasize the importance of women having skills, whether they have choices or not, or whether the choices change. And now to the simple how to change the world one birth at a time via this pilot project led by ICPA in collaboration with Common Knowledge Trust. John felt that ICPA was the perfect professional group to tip this new concept. Common Knowledge Trust developed this 2-phase pilot project specific for ICPA members. We've had a pilot project for midwives since 2012. And we can easily create one for doulas. The first step is actually the hardest. Choose to participate. Once you choose to participate, you will be in phase 1 of this 2-year pilot project. Your participation has to come from a desire to tip how families approach their coming births. You need to be focused and follow simple steps. Under the principle of KISS, keep it simple, stupid. You probably have other beliefs around childbirth. Please just separate them out. Remind yourself how this concept fits into all global health systems and why it is more inclusive than the previous childbirth concepts that we've had available to us. These are simple examples. If your client is passionate about home birth, even if there is a remote chance that she might transfer, encourage her and her partner to become skilled so that they will continue to use the skills in their home birth while transferring and in the hospital. Or if your client has a midwife, that midwife might be sicker at another birth, or there might be a snowstorm. So you encourage families to self-learn skills so that they can use their skills in any birth that unfolds for them. You might have a client who would like to have a natural birth, but health issues are necessitating much more medical care than she would like. Encourage her and her partner to enjoy learning skills together, and then recognizing that they're using skills to do the activity of birthing their baby in and around all of the medical interventions. One last example. If you're working with a pregnant woman who feels forced into having a non-laboring cesarean, encourage her and her partner. Then using those skills on the way to the hospital, because that's the beginning of the activity of birthing her baby, while she's being prepped, and during the surgery. This way, birth doesn't just happen, she's involved and doing the activity. Phase 1 of this project is for 6 months, and it is merely to deliver the concept to clients so that they adopt a willingness to self-learn birth and birth coaching skills. And how do you do this? Be frank. Tell them that you want to bring forward a new way to think about childbirth. And find a simple way in your own voice to mention to your expectant families that each of them is going to give birth, and that giving birth is going to be an activity that each of these pregnant women are going to do by herself, and that self-learning birth and birth coaching skills then can be used by her and her partner to work together when they're giving birth to their baby. Find a simple way to explain that humans thrive on being skilled for any task and give them a handout. That handout can be adapted to the skills-based methods available in your local area or the ones you know. Please only give a handout that includes skills-based methods and not choice-based methods, such as What to Expect When You're Expecting and the other books that are now available to people. And take simple notes. Just mark down what skills-based method or methods are chosen. At each appointment, what skills have been learned or not. And after the birth, what were their successes and gaps that they experienced with the skills. And all of this note-taking can be the basis for future research. 6 months gives you time to refine your message. Some women will give birth during this time. If you'd like doing this and your clients respond positively, then please contact Common Knowledge Trust that you'd like to participate in Phase 2 as well as continuing with Phase 1. So those who participate in Phase 2 must continue with Phase 1. They're tied together. Common Knowledge Trust chose a 2-year period because enough women will have given birth, and you'll be able to see clearly the benefits, the successes, or the gaps of what a self-learning skilled birthing population actually achieves. And always keep in mind that all concepts are led by ideas, words are given to those ideas or messages, actions, their desired goals and results, and by participating in this project, you're putting it into a system, and rarely are there policies connected to it. In other words, ICPA isn't going to require you to do this. And keep in mind that all of the childbirth concepts we've investigated exist within health systems. John, on behalf of Pathways Magazine, and I, on behalf of Common Knowledge Trust, believe that it is time for a generational change. You probably know the old Chinese adage, if you can't change the situation, change your attitude. And we are asking people to change their attitude and approach to childbirth, one family at a time, and spreading out locally, regionally, across countries, and globally. We are seeking more successes and fewer gaps. So in Phase 2, we are asking you to direct those clients that wish to self-learn the body skills in the pink kit of the Birthing Better skills. And we want to emphasize the self-learning. You provide a professional technique, the Webster technique. Birthing Better and Common Knowledge Trust provides self-learning skills that we created for ourselves. Common Knowledge Trust will help you answer any questions families bring to you about the Birthing Better skills. It is essential you focus that families self-learn and go through the process of feeling awkward, feeling more confident, developing some level of mastery around the skills so they can self-use them if necessary during their birth. You, teaching or doing the Birthing Better skills on others, actually disempowers them. And this comes from our 50 years of experience trying to find the best way to disseminate these skills prior to 2000, when we launched our first resource, the Pink Kit. Pregnant families are adults. They are capable of self-learning these skills, and the content of the Pink Kit shows us exactly how to do this for ourselves. Keep in mind that ICPA advocates for salutogenesis and activates the organizational element of that to be an organization based on health and wellness. And that self-learning birthing better skills activates the individual element of salutogenesis to have resources for ourselves to deal with our life stressors. Another base reason why you want to focus on self-learning is that you're busy. You already are doing lots of stuff. Don't take on more. People do not have to be perfect with how they learn these skills. However, they will have some questions, and we can best address how you answer those questions. Primarily, the question that comes up is, am I doing this right? Or I'm not certain I'm doing it right. This is what people feel when they are first learning a skill. The videos in the Pink Kit clearly, step by step, teach people how to self-learn the skills. Tens and thousands of families have learned from the Birthing Better resource. Those who have been taught or had it done on them by professionals have not found the skills to be successful or understood. So please, if you participate in phase 2, be committed to encouraging that families self-learn these skills. And once again, we are here to help you answer the questions and work through the issues families have. At the end of this 2-year pilot project, ICPA will know whether they want to continue with doing this or not. It's as simple as that. It will take less than 2 minutes of your time to encourage families to self-learn the Birthing Better skills. How do I know that? I want you to time this now. Hi, as an ICPA member, I've decided to participate in the phase 1 of a pilot project. I'm going to give you a handout of all the skills-based methods in our community and what we know of online or perhaps in the library. And we want you to choose one of those or more and then self-learn some skills in pregnancy that you and your partner will use as you do the activity of birthing your baby. This may couple with your choices, but if you lack choices or your choices change and you become skilled, you will be able to use the skills to birth your baby. The purpose of using the skills to birth your baby is merely to be skilled to do the activity that you're going to be doing. Guaranteed, every time you come in for an appointment, I'll write down which skills-based method you've chosen. And when you come in for an appointment, just let me know what skill you've learned or haven't. That's okay. And after the birth, let me know what the successes are of the skills you've learned or the gaps that you experienced. And if you liked being skilled at your birth, just spread the handout around to your friends and relatives and on social media so that we can grow a global new awareness that is beneficial and common sense, that when you're pregnant, you learn some skills and use your skills to do the activity of birthing your baby. That's phase 1. Phase 2 conversation sounds like this. ICPA is in collaboration with Common Knowledge Trust that produces Birthing Better skills. One skill set are the body skills that the director and hundreds of mothers and fathers like ourselves developed in the early 1970s and 80s. We're giving you access to this skill set, and we would like you to self-learn it at home. The instructions in the video are very, very simple to follow. Yes, at the beginning, you might feel a little bit awkward. That's natural when you're learning a new skill. But keep doing it until you feel you've developed a certain mastery of the skills. You don't have to be perfect. And then if you feel you need to use any of these skills in the birth, you'll have these skills. The reason that I'm choosing not to teach or do these skills on you is several. One is I'm very busy and I want to focus on what skills I can provide for you via the Webster technique and other adjustments and conversations. And Birthing Better Families developed a resource for us to use for ourselves. And within the salutogenesis model, this fits in perfectly. You will now have a resource so that you can learn skills to deal with the stressors that come with being pregnant and giving birth. That's simple. Let's get started.